I don't know guys, we are going deep into bouncy territory with this one. Yo dog, I heard you like gaskets, so I put a gasket on top of a gasket so you could gasket out while gasketing out. Who wrote this? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, this is Scott K. You know, the emphasis on creating soft typing experiences has just gone out of control. We got keyboards with springs, silicone, foam, now silicone on top of foam. Quick, someone make a keyboard with silicone on top of foam on top of a spring. Seriously. The double layer gasket keyboard we're talking about today is the Luna 80 TKL by Percent Studio. You know, Percent Studio has been around for like 6 years now and they're known for their canoe keyboard. Since then, they have brought out a bunch of different keyboards and now this. The latest entry into the premium keyboard space is the Luna 80. It actually types and sounds like how it looks, soft and mellow. Let's get started. So right off the bat, the Luna 80 comes off as a premium keyboard by just looking at the packaging. I don't mean to sound shallow, but when you spend over $400, the packaging better look as good and premium as the board itself. Inside, you got a nested box inside a box. I see a common theme going on here. It separates out the parts from the actual case. Inside the nested box, you see the components you need to build the Luna 80. You got things like the PCB. In this case, I have both the solder and the hot swap. Then you got the base PC plate and the supporting foams. Then you got the daughter board as well. Finally, some gaskets and feet and such. Oh, you also got this envelope full of cash. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's just the microfiber cloth. Now, let's take a look at the beautiful case. The striking blue I have is called the Lake colorway. And as expected from a premium board, it comes sealed in plastic. Bam, let's tear this bad boy open. Flip it over and you see the main highlight of the board, the weight. So you can get this Luna in 3 different flavors, the one with the aluminum weight like this one, and also with brass and PVD stainless steel. The one I have is the mirror aluminum, and it's gorgeous. It's not like completely distortion-free mirror-like finish, but it looks pretty darn good. I think it actually looks great in this Lake colorway as well. Plus, you got the nice Luna engraving along with the Percent engraving in the corner. Percent Studio also made sure to place a little bit of this little panache inside of the case with the center peeking through like this. So I'm sure you all know that Luna stands for moon, and looking at the general shape of the case, it's pretty evident. You got very soft and rounded corners, but when you look at the side profile, you got some defined edges as well. But then, the highlight goes back to the weight. How the lower weight actually continues up behind the keyboard, and then it has this nice unassuming Percent logo and the lip. The lip, I think it was such a nice design touch to make the case look a little bit more interesting. One thing I wish they did was make the keyboard a seamless design, but the seams line up actually pretty nicely here, so at least the execution was well done. What is interesting is that even the finish is unique. It's like this speckled finish. I believe it's supposed to mimic like the sparkle of the moonlight. The PCB is a standard 1.6mm thickness, and let's take a closer look at the hot swap one. It uses KO style hot swap sockets, and I believe these are actually made by Gateron. As expected from a flexible keyboard, the PCB also has a whole slew of flex cuts running horizontally. And oh, what is this? Yep, this keyboard actually is a PCB gasket mounted keyboard, so that also means that this can be a plateless mount. And I can tell you this, unless you're looking for your keyboard to feel like it's alive and moving as you're typing, I would actually use a plate with this guy. Even with the plate, it's just so crazy soft and flexible. Plateless is on a whole nother level. Plus, not having the plate and foam, it makes the keyboard pretty quiet as well. Now, this is a smoked PC plate. Even this thing has flex cuts everywhere. Typically on a softer plate like PC, you don't really need flex cuts, but Percent Studio decided to go balls out. Why not, right? If you choose to, you can use the foam as well. It comes with the Poron case foam, then the Poron mid-plate foam, then finally the ubiquitous PE foam. Now we have everything to start the building process. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is an online service that helps you print PCBs, do 3D printing, or even CNC machining. If you're an aspiring keyboard designer or whatever else designer, you can take your design and simply upload it to get something made quick. Or, if you have the source code for a PCB that you already have and you need a replacement, you can also get that done as well. They can handle all types of PCBs from your simple single-layer designs to multi-layer stacks. Beyond PCBs, if you want to try making your own case, PCBWay can machine that as well. Now, a very exciting new service that PCBWay offers, OEM. Instead of just making a single component, you can actually task PCBWay to be an OEM manufacturer and make the whole thing. They can do anything from PCBs to CNC cases to even assembly. And using global manufacturing, they can offer very competitive prices. Is there a keyboard on the horizon? Well, check out OEM at PCBWay. So to start off, you have to apply the first of the two sets of gaskets onto the case itself. This is the pour-on gasket, but they're like little mini ones. It actually provides like a post for the upper gasket to kind of bridge over. Then install the daughter board and feed the cable through the slot like this. For the plate, I decided to go with Owlstabs lubed with Krytox 205. For this build, given the soft PC plate, I decided to use the mid-plate foam. Plus, this keyboard actually sounds best with it. It doesn't really need the PE foam though, so that you could actually skip that one over. Then install the plates and pop in some switches. So when I first started to experiment with this board, I realized that it's not really a bright, loud, in-your-face kind of sounding board. It actually sounds pretty mellow. Some may say it sounds muted, but it's more than that. It's soft and warmer sounding. So hence why I said it sounds like how it feels, like how it looks. So given that, I decided to match it with some Tecsee Mango Ice tactiles. What I really like about these is that they're medium tactility. They're not like the joint-shattering tactility of some of the high tactile switches. I just can't do high tactiles anymore, so this is just the right amount, I feel. And they're very smooth, they sound very low and warm as well, so I felt this was a great match for the board. Now, you have to apply the second layer of gasket. This time, it's silicone. Typically, these are what we call silicone jackets, but there is a caveat to this. The ones that come with the Luna are not symmetrical, so they're actually thicker on one side than the other. So take note here, the thicker side actually goes on the top. Just slip them on like this, and then the entire assembly will sit on top of the other gasket like this. For keycaps, I decided to go with the PBTFANS classic Hangul with blue sublegends. Interestingly enough, these are actually ABS double shot and not PBT at all. But all in all, they look great. So at first, I decided to go without any case foam. Then I ran into this. Obviously, it's so crazy flexible. For my typing style, it was a little bit too much. So for me, I like my keyboards comfortable and easy on the joints, but I don't like it when it moves around as I type. The Luna 80 with no case foam is not it for me. It feels like the keyboard is really alive and bounces up and down as you type, so nah. So I stuck the case foam back in. Obviously, this takes away from that extreme flex and bounce, but it's still plenty flexible enough. And the side effect to this was that it actually makes the board sound better too, so in my opinion, it's a win-win situation. At the end of the day, I like how the Luna 80 turned out. The major selling point to this keyboard is its looks. It's beautiful. And the small details like the lower weight lib and the adjustable light by the arrow cluster really add some character as well. And as you have seen, the typing feel and flex is just wild. For me, it was bordering a little too much, but I know there are some flex fiends out there and it's perfect for you guys. But it was an easy fix for me by actually just putting the foams inside, right? Now, where the board would be a bit polarizing is its sound profile. It's a soft and warm sound. It's not a dead sounding board by any means. There are those out there too. But this thing is just very chill and mellow sounding. If you're looking for that vibrant, fun, and playful sounding keyboard, this is not it. You can tape mount it or use PE foam on it, but then I feel like it takes away from this board. Plus, you paid $435 for this, so you're probably not looking to masking tape your premium board. So listen to the typing test at the end, and hopefully that gives you a feel for how this thing sounds, and you can make your decision based on that. Given this, I would say that the Luna 80 is a great looking board with huge amount of comfort. The sound is not really its strong suit, but at the end of the day, depends on what you're looking to prioritize, right? As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and I'll have more content for you in the future. Thanks.